Yo, 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 yo. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the CQL Week 3 week recap. For some reason, I can never say that right. I think it's Josh Field Face. Something about your face, Josh, just make me mess up with my words.
Hey, man. Something good to look at, isn't it?
So, today we're going over a lot of things. Of course, the first thing we like to do is go over our players of the week. With no further ado, I told you Josh is your face. I want to introduce our Southern Commissioner, Joshua Fields.
All right. Thank you. No S on that, Jamar, for next time. So make sure you get that straight. All right. So we got the Player of the Week nominations in. Good job doing that. I think we had over 70 come in. So it's getting harder every week to read through these. But, we are doing our best to make sure that we get the recognition out there to the right ones. So, for the 7U Flag Division, Defensive Player of the Week is Chester Bengals, Wesley Craggle. I could be saying that wrong. It could have been Craggle. This looks like they were missing their starting defensive end, so the coach decided to start Wesley at that position, and he was a very aggressive player, willing to battle with the big boys. He responded well with several flag pulls and a lot of pressure from his end. The coaches were very proud of this young man. So congratulations for the Defensive Player of the Week, 7U, Chester Bengal, Wesley. 7U Flag Offensive Player of the Week goes to Old 100, and that's Jax Jackson Jr. Jax had 3 touchdowns today and multiple flag pulls. He has 10 total touchdowns on the season. He is also a great teammate, encourages and lifts all the players every chance he gets.
That's awesome.
All right. So now, congratulations to the 7U division. 9U division, Offensive Player of the Week. He's from Crenshaw, Raider Morris. Congratulations, Raider. This kid played so good, the refs told the coach to send him to the seniors. He said the seniors can't do what he do. He's a leader. He's humble, and he hasn't missed a pass in a game all year. So, big shout out to him.
Hold on.
Yes, sir.
Did y'all really pick a kid off my team? Stop playing, John.
Well, he deserved it. He deserved it. Not Jamar, but the kid.
Not Jamar, exactly.
Make that very clear.
Good job,
yes,
Raider. That's Cassandra's son, Rodney. Go ahead, though, Josh.
So good job, Raider. Congratulations, Offensive Player of the Week for 9U. 9U Miners, Defensive Player of the Week is at Chester, Joseph Romanetti. Since day one, Joseph came into the program ready to make an impact. He has been nothing more than an asset to the defense. And if the coach had to define him off the field, I would say he is the quiet storm, but on the field, he's a hurricane. So good job, Joseph. The coaches really love your work ethic, and he leads on the football field and off the field. Perfect example of what a balanced student athlete should be. So congratulations.
Larry in the building.
Moving on to the 11U. We got 11U. Offensive Player of the Week goes to Midlothian Gold, and that is Harrison Howe. Harrison may be a little undersized as far as physical stature, but is not in heart and determination. He's got all that. He was instrumental part of the offenses, hauling in 4 touchdowns and passing for 1 additional touchdown, and contributed for 5 total touchdowns. So congratulations to Harrison Howe, Offensive Player of the Week, 11U, Midlothian. Moving on to 11U Defensive Player of the Week, belongs to Wells Athletic Association with Amon Lewis. Amon worked hard today, and he had 5 flag pulls and 2 interceptions. He's a really good player, and he deserved the Defensive Player of the Week this week. All right, so that's it for the 11U. Congratulations to those guys. Salem will be the next one for the 14U Offensive Player of the Week, and that's Colton Gibson. He's the smallest kid on the team, has stepped up at quarterback and led his team to a huge victory. So congratulations to Colton Gibson for stepping up.
All right, Colton.
And for the 14U Defensive Player of the Week, we have Gavin Mitchell. He's an excellent team player, disciplined, always reliable, and shows up to practice. So congratulations to all the Player of the Weeks. I'm not sure, Jamar, if y'all want to line up getting the plaques out like you always do.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
But congratulations to everybody. Well-deserved. Keep them coming in every Saturday. We love reading them. And like I said, it's starting to get harder and harder. So, and that's great. We want it to be hard. We want to look through a bunch of them. So keep sending them in. And I think we do still have a few associations that are not sending them in. I think you really need to do that for your kids. So, send them in. Don't get discouraged if you've been putting some in, because, we may see something and, we'll make sure those kids get recognized. So great job to everybody. And that's all I got for the Player of the Week.
Great job, Mr. Joshua Fields.
Thank you.
No, I'm joking. Josh Fields. Hey, good job, bro. Good job. Hey, the cool thing about this Player of the Week, right, is we can translate it to fall. And then, we can really have merit to it, yards and all that. So this is a good stepping stone to it. So I'm excited about that. So next up on the docket, this man needs no introduction. He's my Northern Commissioner. He gave me all the juice in the world. He walked me in all these fields. He let me watch all y'all play so I can beat y'all. You know what I mean? My guy, Mr. Michael Vaughn.
Thank you, sir. You're still not going to get that loan. Hey, guys. No, thank you again. I'm telling you, it's everything we're doing right now. I'm loving it. It's been a tremendous quick turnaround on a lot of things, but just calls like tonight, being out there at the fields, seeing parents and kids having fun, and that's what it's all about. But you guys work hard for it. Everybody that's on this call, we thank you. Those players of the week are big. We wish we could do it for all of them, but at the same time, recognizing that and getting that out there is just building our brand. But at the same time, we retaining these kids to have some fun football in Chesterfield. So keep it up. Okay. I just want to just go over a couple of things. One, I want to recognize one of the referees that we had. We got a compliment from a coach about Victor, one of the referees this weekend, and the compliments that he gave him and his team. And I love that communication. So I'm going to definitely reach out and have Kenny reach out to Steve and let Victor know how, we appreciate that. But that's what I like, is when I hear some of these good comments too, as well as going through the ones that we have obstacles on. So, big shout out to him. Jamar, I know y'all put it out there on Facebook. Man, let's get a picture of this cat and so everybody can see that. All right.
Sure, I got you. A picture of Victor, right?
Yeah, picture of Victor.
Yes, sir.
And guys, there's a lot of good refs out there. Some of the, information we get, and it's the ones that still challenges. Some of the ones that we need to, hold their hand a little bit more too. But at the same time, I love the relationship our guys have. Just like Jamar was saying earlier, one thing I told him when we were first, he was a pup last year before that. And I told him, I said, being an ADC is you got an opportunity to at least talk to referees and coaches and parents. And the first month, Jamar said, man, I know all these refs. I'm glad I'm talking to them. I understand these rules. But the communication needs to continue to be there on both sides. So, let's spread that word out there. Make sure we get that information out. A couple of things we're going to reiterate for this week. Again, we only got 2 more games left before the tournament. And we want to make sure that the refs are on the same page. You ready for that? And you guys too. So we updated just a couple of rules last week, just reinforcement, again, at the 7U level, especially. So we allowed, 35 seconds for a play. We extended it 10 more seconds than the other levels. Also, we allow 2 coaches to be on the field in between the plays. So making sure that one coach is helping line up the kids to get them in the right position quickly, and for the other coach to coach the offensive backs or either the defensive secondary. But that was a good thing to put in to help our kids, learn a little bit better. Let's see how this works, and we might be able to implement this for the fall. But that was a good idea from a couple of coaches and from a couple of referees, 2 weeks ago, and we listened. So I'm glad we did that. Make sure that those 2 coaches understand, though, before that play is ran, they got to be behind, the offense and the defense, and make sure they're not in anybody's way. Okay. Also, we talked about blocking downfield at the 7U again. Blocking within 5 yards, guys. That's part of our fall football. Some kids going to get pushed at the line of scrimmage. Some kids going to get pushed at the 4 yards, and some could be knocked down. But that's what makes they different with flag. After the first 5 yards, blocking downfield. So, again, these guys don't have on pads. One of the safety reasons, we don't want kids that age getting pushed full speed going downfield and fall. That was one of the things. So make sure we coach that. We had a lot of good compliments. One of the referees said he threw more flags at this game. He said, but Mike, the coach knew about it because he was yelling at the kids. So I said, we're good. I said, now the coach need to understand. Let's practice that. Make sure our kids understand what that means. At the other levels, we're fine. We did have, 2 questions. One was jamming at the line. Again, I have no problem with a defender at 9U, 11U, and 14U being at the line of scrimmage on the receivers. It's just no physical contact from neither. Meaning they cannot push, grab or hold anything, because that's what the 4 seconds are for, to throw the ball. So make sure we, push that a little bit harder. We don't want the, game to get more physical than what it should be. And at the same time, let's coach it so we get ready for the tournament and have some good, clean football. Okay? And, then the last thing is, guys, just continue to let these kids have fun. Don't make it as stressful, for them and parents, yelling sometimes when things might not go right. Communicate, that's fine, but let's keep making it fun for these kids. Because like I, told Josh, most of these kids after the game, the only thing they want to do is have a juice box and a snack, and they're ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that comes from you guys' hard work. So keep that part up. Again, give, if any referee or rules questions, please make sure you get in touch with Kenny Crew or myself, and we'll make sure we communicate that out to the league and to the referees. But let's keep going, guys. Let's keep pushing them. Let's keep questioning them. Show them the rules if they got a question from your phone, if there's an issue, and get on the phone and let one of us know if you got any things that we need to address. Other than that, let's keep it fun. Let's have a good 2 weeks. I'm excited about being out here. I told Jamal the other day I might come back and start an association in the next year.
Just so I can put 40 up on him. That's what he's saying. He just Hey, look, no, it is fun. And it's fun to the point where it's like, all right, man, we got to do something about this. So we had Josh Fields on here last time, and we talked about this upcoming game against Hopkins. What I tell you, yes, I'm put 40 on him. He gonna smile, tell my athletes have respect, but
it's fine. But yeah, if anybody got any questions now that we think we need to just ask right now, go on and
questions.
Yeah, if you have it.
All right, mute Mike. If you got a question, ask Mike. Rodney, we got Rodney here.
What's up?
All right, now we got all the political stuff out of the way. It's time to talk football. We ready?
All day.
All right, so look, you on the screen? Can we get Rodney's face on the screen? So I know Rodney has something important he wanted to talk about. I want to introduce a special guest, my brother, my friend, Mr. Rodney Buse from Evergreen. What's up, brother?
Hey, man, how everybody doing? Hope you had a great weekend. I saw some great football out of Manchester Middle this past weekend. Let's start with that. Congrats to all the players of the week. But to move on to some football business, I talked to a few coaches from JV and the 14U and 13U, whatever you want to call it. The most important thing that I think that we need to move forward with, and working towards the fall, is communication with our JV coaches and 13U coaches. We got to build that bridge. And I talked to Teachy and Tim about this. If anybody have any information about you have a connection with a JV coach or any high school coaches that want to participate in this, we're going to set up a meet where we can get this thing done because it needs to be done. We're going to have food, a little bit of music, a real chill atmosphere, and we just got to sit down and figure out how we get this done. We're going to listen to both sides of the table. Um, if
Rodney.
if anybody needs my contact information, you can get it from the CQL website, or you can get it from Jamal, Josh, Mike, Tim, Teachy, anybody. So,
Rodney, quick
yeah.
question. Why for the people out there, can you tell us why this is so important?
Why is it so important? Important. It's not about JV having 50 kids on the sideline. What are those other 30 kids on the sideline gaining? Nothing. The the only thing they're getting is some clout with a jersey and stuff, and we get that. And we can develop those kids if we make the relationship with the JV coaches and find a mutual ground. What is the high school they're going to teaching? What are their schemes? How are we going to get that done on our at the CQL level? That's the things that we need to talk about. It's not about, oh, you have 40 kids. We just need some of those kids to have a JV group. It's not about that. It's about development of the kids. It's not getting
So Rodney,
nothing done.
can I
Yes.
can I ask a question?
Yeah.
So you watched a few of our seniors teams play. Do you believe that's true for all? I mean, there's some associations that I would rather have my kid play at high school. So how do
Right.
we get a league wide thing? And it's, if the high school coach can trust you with some players, they got to know you can coach. And the thing that high schools offer is a weight room. They offer,
Right.
you know what I mean? You got
And,
to room is the biggest
and
development to the kids at their age.
right now, 100% agree. And this is where we have to sit down and find that common ground. The kids are gonna have, even though they might not play JV, they still gonna need that access to the weight room. If they're gonna go to that school just because they're not gonna play JV, if they're not ready for that level yet, why should we punish them
Yeah.
and not let them get to the weight room if that's the case? So
So you got
that's where we have to sit down and find that common ground.
got you. All right. Well, you
So
time frame on this? Anytime
say
you
it
want?
again.
Any time frame you trying to kind of get this so we can meet up and talk about this? How you want to do it?
I still got to sit down with Teachy and Tim to get a very specific date. But it's gonna be after the spring season. It's gonna be before we start summer workouts and stuff like that. So we're talking about end of June, early July.
Got you. All right. Did we get any questions from anybody here that we didn't see, Rich? Any questions?
Yeah, Jamal, I see one on there. Dan, thank you for sending that to me. He had a question about the penalties. Uh, how can there be a offensive penalty and the ball does not change positions on the field? So if you look at the rules, some of the offensive penalties that's on there could result in loss of yardage, or it it could be loss of down. And then some of them they would just, once the ref sometimes like give, especially at the 7U level, maybe just giving a conversation to the coach or to the ref, but trying his best, not to penalize for something small. But like flag guarding is in there. We just didn't penalize it. We just stopped it at that point where he was flag guarding. And again, with first downs, you get 4 downs to get to the 20 and then 4 downs to get to the end zone on all levels. So great question. If anybody else has one for me, shoot me a text, and I'm good.
That's all right. You know what's well, I ain't gonna say that, man. The referees are funny, man. I think what coaches need to realize too about referees are they're human beings. So when you're a grown man crying to the referee, he see you being a grown man crying to a referee because you didn't prepare your team. So that's something the coaches need to know, man. Like I be there with the referees, and I'm talking about you obviously didn't spend no time with your kids at all, and you yelling at the referee. So it's kind of comical. Hey, look, man. Just watch that. I don't know why I brought that up. I just had to think about that, man. Remember
You
that.
brought it up because you can't, if you decided you're going to spend time with these kids and prepare them from the next level, which is from flag, the minors, the juniors, the seniors, the JV level,
Yeah.
you gave them kids your word that you're going to give it to all to prepare them the best that you can. If you halfway do it, it shows.
It does, right? Great point. And that's why I said our coaches, guys, all of us, we volunteers, we out here, everybody, can't be a coach. Everybody can't be a head coach. Everybody can't be,
Right.
offensive coordinator, defense coordinator. But you guys dedicate your time to it. Let's put in the work like we are, address the issues, have fun, communicate, to your parents some of the rules, but you guys know the rules too. And just like Ryder was saying, guys, let's keep it fun because they read off of us.
Yeah.
They read off of adults. And like I said, I'm a coach and a volunteer because I love the game. And
Right.
it's great when I can walk into a Walmart and a kid say, "Hey, coach," and I coached him 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's what it's all about. But good point, guys, and keep it up. But again, guys, definitely let us know when we got issues. That's what we're here for.
Right. And I will say, I just saw someone mention something here about having shirts tucked in. That is a problem I am seeing across the league. When I was out this weekend looking, everybody needs to keep their shirts tucked in and their flags down their side, not, in the back and front. It's just, it takes up time too, because, you got to stop the game, and take care of that, or a kid's running a touchdown, and the flags are like that. Refs are blowing the whistle. So the coaches, I will say, need to get on their kids about that, especially at the 7U level, which I know is a little harder, but you got to start noticing that kind of stuff because it's going to set us back.
It did. All right. So, Josh, I want to add on one thing because I did have two questions about the flags falling. So we had a game where if a kid is running with the ball, no matter what level, and if the flag falls off without nobody grabbing it, the ball is dead right there where the flag is off. Okay? That's what I want to just call it dead. We're not penalizing the run. Nobody getting penalized. It's just the ball is dead there. If a receiver goes out and somehow one flag falls off and he catches the ball, then we're going to spot the ball where he caught it right there without having advancement, but also not penalizing either. Again, guys, the part of this, and I, tell a lot of you guys all the time, this is for training and development, get our kids ready. And, we want to have more plays for you guys. We want to have more defense out there so you guys can coach. We don't want to throw a lot of flags and penalize a lot, but we want to make sure everybody is safe. But again, like Joshua said, let's get this information down to our assistant coaches and our parents. So, and teach it in practice.
And I got two things after you done, Mike.
Yep.
So, Miss Taylor asked about the 5-second rule. It's still 5 seconds, correct?
4.
Yeah, 4.
So we went to 4.
It's always 4, I thought, right?
So why? She's asking why did we go back to 4?
We went back to 4 because the initial brought forth earlier this year was going to the chair or the table, I'm sorry, for the hiking of the ball, and then we increased it to 5 seconds, but it never got approved. The consensus of all the voting refs was just to keep it at the 4 seconds because we didn't want to have the table out there.
Correct. That's what I thought, but I just want to make sure before I try to answer that question.
Right, and I understand some referees will do, they'll count it. Some of them a little bit slower. I got parents with a stopwatch on the sideline. Mike, he's doing 5.5 seconds, and I'm like, okay, guys, they're gonna be very close. They're gonna be consistent. But yeah, 4 seconds is where we want to do, and that should be plenty of time. And that's at the 9, 11, and 14U only.
And we got a question saying, do we keep score? We do not keep score in fall. There's nowhere to keep it at. You keep your own score. You kind of know it's like one of those, keep it in my mind so you can get better at practice type thing.
Right.
Tournament.
We will in the tournament.
Yeah.
Will be there.
And hopefully next year, we'll see.
I heard somebody asked about if the center and the QB drops the ball is dead right there.
Yes.
So if they fumble the snap, the
Dead.
ball is dead right there.
That's correct.
It's a loss of down, correct?
They'll lose that down.
Correct. All right.
What else you had, Rodney? You say you had something else or no?
Yeah, I had something else, but it's gone.
How you think the league going, Rodney, since we first came in here, man?
So, that's where I was going with my thoughts, man. Me and Jamal hit everybody hard in the fall about spring, and we kind of thought we might have been a little rough with it, but honestly, man, 93 teams. Just think about 93 teams
Crazy.
playing in the tournament in a couple weeks. That is awesome.
That's crazy.
Everybody took what everybody was saying and he brought it to the table, and we have the biggest tournament in Chesterfield coming in a couple weeks. And that's all due to everybody digging in, taking their time, putting in the commitment to make CQL the best it can be. And we all appreciate it. I mean, I'm not really a CQL rep. I'm just all about football, like Mike said, and this is a beautiful thing to me.
It is, and Rod, like I said, we're not just Chesterfield. Right now, we're the biggest association I know in Virginia, and nobody in the Central Virginia is doing what we're doing in springtime.
No,
nobody's out there doing what we're doing in the fall. Nobody's out there communicating and doing the things just like we're doing right now, and
right.
that's the part that I love, because we're gonna keep growing, and it takes a village, all right, to again
Absolutely.
get one child.
You know what I like about the spring? You can grow. You can build your culture in the spring. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You can get the right people in. You get all the help in, and it can prepare you for the fall. So we really last spring.
Yeah,
So,
that's kind of what it is. I was out there this weekend talking to people, and I think out of 5 or 6 people, we had real deep conversations that are a part of the league. Was the words were, "I can't wait for fall." Like you're out there, and you just want to kind of blink and just change it to the fall and put on the equipment and go. And so that's just a good feeling to have out there right now.
Dan, the ninth grade division, 6th grade division. So you talk about middle school football, man. A lot of places outside of Virginia got middle school football, but it's going to take
it kind of
moving a mountain to get that done.
It failed here years ago because kids came over to the association's plan,
right?
Because they didn't have to worry about grades and stuff like that. So like, well, if I can't play at school, I'm just going to play for the association.
Right.
We kind of beat them out years ago on that in Chesterfield. So I don't think there's no going back to that. And the schools, schools don't want nothing to do with football, at the middle school level right now. So
yeah, we tried. Like you said, we tried, and it's like you said.
We're looking for a freshman team there, almost like a freshman team, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, not just that though, but Rodney said it too. That's why we want to get these high schools involved, so they can help us out, and getting these kids back to playing football. But I can tell you, look how many state championships Chesterfield County high schools won with us being in existence for 65 years. No other league can say that. No other league does that.
Right. And 7U tournament is going to be the same days as the 3-day tournament that we have for the other 3 levels.
7U, get 7U their respect, man. 7U matters.
Ain't that right, Jamal?
Where's Dan from? Who's this Dan guy that keep asking questions? Anybody know? What school he from?
I believe he's Robius.
Robius?
Yes.
All right. Gotcha. He's new? New guy, right?
I'm not sure. Mike would probably know. Mike, your sound's off.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he's one of the coaches or not, but no, he's not. The voting rep is Ray Price. So
yeah, he's
Robius.
Robius, nice to meet you, Dan. You real opinionated, man. Can't wait to see you on the field.
Right.
Hopefully you coach.
Great.
He coached.
Yeah, make sure you come introduce yourself.
Please.
Okay, good deal, man. But I appreciate it. We love the feedback.
All right. What else we got, fellas? What else we got? We got week 4 coming up.
I'm just excited, man. I seen 14U to be the most competitive that I've seen in a while. And it started in the fall.
Because Evergreen good now. I said
We was good in the fall too, bum.
Man.
But anyway, so I mean, I seen the development there is there, and I think that we have a really good base to feed off of, and I know Mike Vaughn loves it. Yeah, he's a big 14U guy. He do the All Stars. We just need to continue to get the right coaches in places, developing these kids so they are prepared for high school. Because when they're out of high school, they're out of our hands. And if coaches see them, they're there to win in high school. It's not about everybody playing, and everybody need to understand that. So to give these kids the best chance to be successful in high school starts with us. So that's why it's so important to me, and to get this bridge built so we can make sure that these kids from CQL can get recognized for what they can do.
For real.
And that's a good point. And Josh, I'm not sure if Alan here, coach for the seniors, he's one of my all-star coaches for life. He can't, that's his position. But just talking and seeing his kids play our maturity level in that team and how respectful and hardworking they are. Even when me and Tom talked to them, they were yes sir and no sir and yes no coach. But Alan right there, I saw his demeanor on the sideline and how they practice discipline, they practice teamwork, and they practice sportsmanship. And just like you were saying, I can tell when these people dedicate their time, the result build on to high school. It'll build on the high school.
Mike, the little girl from Swift Creek said Woolridge is gonna put some points on Crenshaw.
He said about 100.
Tell him just all he need to do is worry about trying to get the 12U to be the seniors. That's it. Tell him worry about the ages. That's all you need to do, boss.
Hey, don't carry my man Steve. Don't carry Steve like that.
All ain't no thing. And at the senior level, the fact that he talking about a senior level baffles me. Right? Goodness, just line Woolridge up, man. Stop playing with me. Just for that, we get this.
So on that note, and we supposed to be bringing some up on Woolridge right now.
I love Woolridge, man. What's wrong? What happened?
I don't have no hate. Woolridge always been good to Evergreen, so I don't have no beef with them. So what I do have a problem is if you went to a league and you decided that this league wasn't good enough, but you want to keep scrimmaging us, and that goes from Evergreen, Swift Creek, Crenshaw, a different people. I do have an issue with that.
Yeah.
If we wasn't good enough to play against, you're not good enough to scrimmage against.
I mean, listen, man, grown men have their personal egos and they can do whatever they feel is right with
Absolutely.
If he had that much sway in the school that he can say, hey, pack up, follow me, let's leave. They left.
Right.
That's a shout out.
That's a huge applause to him.
But I mean, you're right though. If you gone, I mean, holla,
No, but the biggest thing is, hey, everybody can win a game, but can you maintain and win 5? Can you win 7? Can you win 8? The big thing is,
can you win that in this league? Is the question.
No, you listen, y'all. They can't do it, so they go and play the same team 4 times over and over. We all know that. We
Oh
saying
no,
athletic was bad
I'm
enough.
just saying. I know how many Woolridge kids are playing in CQL, and I want them all.
Right, I want them all. Whatever ones want to come back,
Not
Evergreen
because
got
of
open doors. I'm sure the director there, Coach John, will have open arms to them. We got several on the roster right now.
So
yeah, and then
we all feel
Woolridge
some
is a
type of way.
great Woolridge is a great association, but at the same time, again, like I said, I'm CQL, and I want the kids to be comfortable. And I get a lot of feedback from the parents, and we just want to have this open arms to them. That's all we want.
That's how you feel too, Rodney? Let's take all their players.
Yeah, you talking about what Steve said?
Nah, I ain't worried about what Steve said, man. Ain't nobody worried about Steve, man. Tell me, hey, talk to somebody else. We ain't worried about Steve.
Nah, to me is if they want to come back to CQL, I'm taking every player that I can get.
That's what we
We
doing.
got 110 kids, the most that I can ever remember that been at Evergreen, from my understanding.
Hey, Rodney,
But
I got 130.
you got a whole association next to you that's open. I don't want to hear none of that.
Look, we talk about that, right? Why can't we get nothing from Smith? Like, why we got to figure Smith out, man?
We do need to figure Smith out,
He got
man.
nothing.
I need y'all to send out that Spring Rung and Crenshaw a little bit.
No, we ain't. Look, we ain't got no Smith, and the Smith kids we got. I mean, we might as
Well,
well.
Spring Run got a lot of Smith kids.
I'm gonna send them. I'm sending them to a creek. Check the route. I sent you the roster.
But yeah, we do a little more at that, but the association, Smith kids, and I love it. I want to play. I want to play.
All right, look. All right, we got to wrap this up. So, look, I got the two commissioners on. Y'all the two, So, look, y'all heard, Swell Creek talking greasy. Y'all, can I have permission to run it up? Dude,
what Mel said,
no.
payback.
No,
Payback.
No, you can't.
But your spokesman ran his mouth, so now I want 40. Mike want 50 just because he said I'm going to get 50. And I'm going to record each touchdown, y'all. And matter of fact, I want Steve to stand there with all his Woolridge friends and watch it. And work.
Hey, play football, have fun. Hey, Josh, I think Josh. Okay, I think Josh got something. Josh.
Yeah, for all the fans and parents and coaches listening, we have been receiving some emails this week of complaints, and some are small and some are big, and that's fine. Us as a board, we will hear them, but we're going to hear them in the proper way, which is based on our bylaws. And it's on the website now telling you exactly how to do that. Any complaints or any issues you have with an official or referee or a parent or whatever you got, you need to address it with your voting representative at your association, and they need to talk to us directly about that. So if you can go the proper way of doing that, that would be really grateful, and keeps a lot of communication of he said, she said down. But that's where our bylaws are. Talk with your association, let them come to us so we can look into the issue. And that's about it.
Gotcha. All right, look, before we wrap it up, Mr. Preacher, you want to give us any words, Mr. Preacher? Pastor, where you at?
No, y'all got it, babe. Appreciate y'all. Rodney, thank you for coming on. I'm just in the background doing some technical stuff, man. Y'all doing great. Mike, thanks for coming on, man. Appreciate you. Josh, as always. Thank you, bro.
Thank you for the work that you're doing over there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, great job. Perfect. Great
job.
I
like beating people that's competitive, man.
Yeah, but ain't better.
Jamal, I got 50 on. I got 50 on 100 this week.
Yeah. I got on Swift Creek. Wow. Keep watching.
I appreciate everybody. CQS doing great. Thank you.
Everybody have a great day, man. Till next time. Be safe, be blessed. See y'all week 4 recap.